Hey everybody, Lisa Young Sutton here with another video in the Lenormand School series. Quick one for you today. I would like to talk about how the cards themselves, how the deck design can influence your readings, your interpretations. Now, I'm using the Bear card as an example. And as you can see, the traditional decks, right, the earliest decks, right, just have a bear. I mean, the bear is always fat and, powerful looking, right? Kind of in charge of its territory. It's generally by itself. There's another one. All right. There's another one. Okay, those are the traditional earliest bear cards. And then we have decks like the Bluebird Lenormand, who gave you a little phrase. Okay, let's read this phrase. It says, brawny and bold, here is the bear. Your financial positions you should be aware. Spend your resources with wisdom and care. Use your power to be strong and fair. That really sums it all up, doesn't it? And I like that it says your financial positions you should be aware. So it's inferring protecting your resources, and it even says spend your resources with wisdom and care. So it's inferring that you already have something. This is not about gaining assets, gaining abundance. That's the fish card. This is about protecting what you have and taking care of what you have. And it says use your power to be strong and fair, right? So it's about strength, power, control, all of that. So that's the Bluebird Lenormand. I like that. Okay, now in some decks, you're going to be led to see it a different way. Oh wait, now I have to show you this. This is the Fairy Tale Fortune cards. This was my very first Lenormand deck because I bought it as an oracle deck. It doesn't say, it's by Liz Dean. I think I showed you this in another video, but it doesn't say Lenormand anywhere. And it's funny because I discovered the Lenormand group on Facebook, before I knew about Lenormand, and I said, oh, what's this? What are these cards? And they looked kind of familiar, all the cards, and I said, wait a minute, don't I have cards like that? And then I said, hey, these are Lenormand cards. But anyway, here is the bear card. I hope you can see that. I have such a problem with lighting in this, no matter where I go. Okay, so here's the bear card. It says, the bear brings joy and strength, but envy too, if close to you. So, she's referring to the method of distance there, envy. If the bear lands close to you, watch your back. Others are wanting what you have. Remember the bear is about the haves, and the fox is the have-nots, wanting what the bear has. At first I was confused by the bear brings joy, but, it is a card of prosperity and luck, and it shows that you've had good fortune, that you have something to protect. And it does mention strength, too. I like that, because that is my single word primary vibe is strength. In my book, I have it large and in charge is my primary vibe. Okay, and then we have decks like the Mystical Lenormand, where the bear card, I think the main meaning they give you in their little white book is it's a card of luck. I mean, they give you all the meanings in there. But, from this card, from this scene, you can really see that, the bear is lucky. I mean, it's big enough and tough enough to be able to reach the beehive and get the honey. Most other animals either can't reach the beehive or they're not, they're not willing to mess with bees. So, and then there's the reference to food and feeding yourself, right? And there are other decks that really reference, well, here, okay, under the roses, you have the bear has a fish in its mouth. So, that's telling you that it's in charge, right? It's feeding itself. It's lucky. It got the fish. It's protecting the fish. It's eating the fish, right? It kind of does reference all those things, but it does give you the idea of eating by having the fish in its mouth. And this deck too, I don't know how many of you know about Ricardo Fonseca. Ricardo Fonseca. It's a beautiful name. Oh my gosh. The Hoping Soul of Lenormand. So these are beautiful cards. Now he has a polar bear, the biggest of all the bears, and there again, just like with Under the Roses, it has a fish in its mouth. So same kind of reference there. Let's see. And then we have decks like, you know, you get a lot of whimsical decks, fun decks that can take you in all different directions. I mean, here's the Whimsy Lenormand, and their bear is a panda. I mean, look at that. It looks like a big, cuddly, soft. Look at the eyes, right? That makes you think that it's a big, cuddly, sweet, just, you know, I don't know. What does that make you think of? Not really any of the original or traditional ways of looking at the card, really, is what I'm trying to say. Not original, but traditional. The traditional ways we view the bear card aren't really shown in this card, but that's fine, because, you know, once you have your primary vibe, you shouldn't really be led by the picture, and that's really the point of this whole video. But we are influenced by what we see. We are influenced by the images. So this may take you in different directions. I don't know. But then we have the opposite here. Now this is the Burning Serpent Oracle. This is Robert Place and Rachel Pollack. And look at this bear card. It looks like it's going to kick your ass, man. That's a ferocious looking, yeah, you know. That looks like the bear is about to attack you. And that's so, I mean, compare these two. And this is why it's so important to have your primary vibes down, to really know. I mean, what is a primary vibe? A primary vibe is the core essence of what the card means. It's the function of the card. It's the role it plays, the purpose in the reading. That is what it's all about. So you really should not be swayed by whether you're seeing this or whether you're seeing this. That should have no impact on you. But they do, don't they? Okay, now here with the, Alexander Danilov's deck, you can see that really kind of gives you the impression of mothering and protecting. I mean, look, that's a mama bear. She's hugging a tree. She's a tree hugger. Oh, I never even noticed that. But she's got the baby bears. You know, she's obviously watching her cubs there and watching out for them. So that really gives you the impression of motherhood and protection. And speaking of motherhood and protection, we have decks like the Fairy Tale Lenormand, which is by Lisa Hunt. Very cute deck. I love her work. And she has the bear with these two girls. Now, if you look in her book, because you can even see there's like a face, I guess that's the prince, right? You have to read in the book because she links the cards to fairy tales. But if you're just using, you know, this deck as you would any other Lenormand deck, that card may make you think of mothering and protecting. Right, there's the bear with the two young girls. Now this one, look at this one. This is the Lunar Nomad. These are the biggest. Wait, look, here's a little size comparison. Hang on. Look, here's the Lunar Nomad, and here's a mini. Here's one of my mini cards. This is the biggest Lenormand deck you can find right here, Lunar Nomad. Beautiful cards. I love his deck. It's, okay, so the bear here, as you can see, for anyone who tends to view the bear, wait, where's the fierce one? Like this is definitely going to take you in a different direction. This one is definitely inferring motherhood and the feeding, sustenance, and the whole eating thing, right? I mean, they're having a tea party. but it's definitely going to give you an opposite feeling of this, right? This is like, oh no, you know, watch your back. And this one is like, oh, you don't worry, you're safe, you're protected, you know. So you can see what I'm talking about. That's why it is very important to have your primary vibes, you know, your core essences, have them solidly anchored in your brain so that you will not be swayed by these different images, okay? Because this is not oracle card reading. You're not really supposed to be swayed by the different images. Okay? Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.